Hi, baby loves. This is your if you need an answer right now reading. So, the way this works is you hold your question in your mind as I'm shuffling, and we'll pull some cards around just like the general energies of your situation or your question. And then we'll pull some cards to find out if it is a no or a go. So, hold your question in your mind. Happy Pride, by the way. The first card we've got is the Queen of Cups. So I think there's some very good, like stabilizing, loving, romantic energy. And so sorry, there's a siren in the background because I live in Brooklyn, New York. And it is a very loud place. All right, so let's keep going. We've got the Queen of Cups, and we've got the Ace of Cups. Interesting. You've got a lot of new beginnings having to do with love or romance. If your question doesn't have to do with love or romance, this is more about like putting your creative self in the world, your creativity, how you make money, or just how you interact with people. Like you communicate differently, for instance, but setting that like foot forward and making that a big part of the answer to your question. We've also got the hermit. So the hermit can be about like being alone or like having some solitude, but this is more about wisdom. It's about reflection on everything that you've learned. Like if you see this person is like they're hanging out like in space and they are just like so smart, so enriched by everything that every experience that they've had. So this is there in terms of if you're around the energies of your question, yes, you should take a moment to reflect, but then apply that to the world because there's this new beginning and there's a lot of like stability coming in. And hi, Rugberto, welcome to the reading. Thank you for coming. So I if this were my reading, I would interpret my question as yes, this is happening, but it's gonna take me thinking and applying myself first. Let's see what else we've got. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this so like I said, work. This is putting in work. The Seven of Pentacles is literally like what you show, how you show up in the world, like the real world, and what you show off to people, how other people are perceiving the things that you're making. So if your question is having to do with romance, um, you want to apply everything you've learned from other relationships that you've seen and use those lessons towards whatever you're working on now. If your question has to do with money or like real world things, again, you're going to want to look at all of your jobs in the past. If you're wondering like, am I going to get this job or something like that, you want to go back to the things that you know are stable that you've worked on before and use that reflection energy. um, yeah, all right. So let's keep going with the energy around like your just the general energies around your question. Hold your question in your mind as I'm shuffling. We've got the chariot. There's this moment of change. There could also be like who has a water sign, like a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but because there's so much water energy, but the chariot is definitely telling us that you're going to something new. You're going into this new opportunity that makes you happy, that makes you feel like even if it's like a relationship thing within the same relationship, like it's just shifting into something that makes more sense and is more sustainable because I get the feeling that whatever has been happening around your situation or your question, maybe it didn't have sustainability. Maybe it was just too much. It was like work was too much, or it was too much stress, or the situation was too much, or the person was asking too much. But now, like, you're in this place where you're stable. You're more like able to give. You have more to give, and that does have to do with the way you reflected in these past moments. Cool. All right, so let's get some more energies around your question or your situation. We get the Emperor. This card represents Aries energy. So this is like new beginnings again, beginnings that are strong, that are confident, that are like good luck. There's a lot of good luck here. So if this were my reading, I would feel good about the question because you got a lot of good luck here. Okay, so now we're going to find out if it's a no or a go. So like a yes or a no, or how it's gonna move forward. So hold your question in your mind as I'm shuffling, and we're gonna ask the cards: is it a no or a go? We got the Ace of Pentacles. This is a go. This is your second ace in the reading. You had the Ace of Cups, which is the beginnings of love or like happiness, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is the beginnings of money or like real world, like material world things you can hold and grasp and see. If you're asking about money, if you're asking about a job, yeah, I do think that. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a YouTube tarot card reader, but I do think that there's like opportunities opening up for money for many opportunities. Let's get some more information on if it's a no or a go. We've got the Devil. There could be a Capricorn involved. So, with the caveat of yes, it is a go. You want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that is emotionally healthy and emotionally stable because the devil energy is about us like feeling obsessed, feeling like hyper, maybe anxious, or just wanting to like have control over the situation or control over the outcome when we don't actually have as much control as we think over the outcome and we just kind of have to go with it. And so the cards, when we started the reading, are telling us that yes, there's a lot of good energy here. There's a lot of ways for you to have positive control, to have like to be able to influence the situation. Yes, that's here. But now with is it a go? Yes. But you have to like control yourself. You have to feel emotionally grounded because the anxiety and the fear that it won't work out, all of that like is affecting the energy of the situation overall. Hi, Sanchez 999. Welcome to the reading. Thank you for coming. So let's get some more energies on, or some more cards on if it is a no or a go. And I want to clarify that Devil card because it is very interesting that it came up with the Ace of Pentacles. Because I do think it is a go. I do think it is a positive movement forward. We've got the Six of Wands. So this is how you communicate. The Six of Wands is how we show off to the world. Oftentimes on the internet, because it's how people are like perceiving us and viewing us. But it's what you're seeing on the internet. It might be causing you stress. If that's what's happening right now, like whether it be like you're looking at an ex's social media or like somebody you have a crush on their social media, just remember that social media is a highlight reel of the positive parts of our lives, of the easy parts of our lives, of the polished parts of our lives. And just keep that in mind. So the things that you see on social media might not actually be reflective of somebody's realistic like world. And so if you see somebody on social media and it's stressing you out, like just don't look at it. Just, do something else. Uh, yeah. All right, let's get some clarity on that devil card. Let's find out what that means because it's in your like section of yes, it is a go, but let's get some clarity there. Okay. The Queen of Cups again. This is your second Queen of Cups for this reading. And this Queen of Cups is clarifying the devil. So if you're trying to take care of everybody, if you're trying to nurture everybody, if you're trying to like just be everything for everyone, it's gonna stress you out. If you're with the situation or your question, if you're trying to like carry like I don't know, I just get this like nourishing or like trying to be like very maternal energy, it's gonna be too much for you. And maternal, you don't have to be a woman or feminine to be maternal like that can be a thing that you do or like an aspect of the situation that you carry but yeah just giving too much. You want to make sure you're not over giving. Cute. Let's get some more cards on the that it's we do think it's a go. I believe the situation is a go, but again you just want to take care of your emotional health and how you communicate and what you see, especially the things you see on the internet. All right, so let's get some more information on if it is a go. We got the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is like the fastest moving, some of the fastest moving energy in the deck. The Knight of Wands is like fast and protective, and it's passion and it's the things you want. And so, yeah, I definitely think this is a go. But again, preserving that emotional energy is where this double energy is preserving your like making sure you take care of yourself is very important. You because the night protects us, the night takes care of us. So you just want to make sure that through this situation you have longevity, so that when like you because everything in life is like this. Very rarely are things like that. For the most part, most things go like this emotionally, the energy, whatever the situation, the speed of it. So you want to make sure as things are going like that you have energy to get back up that climb. So right now, with your situation, you might be at the top of the hill, you might be or the mountain or whatever, and you want to make sure that as you have to climb down, you have emotional energy. That means giving boundaries if you need to give boundaries. That means communicating like if you're hungry or if you're not getting enough of something, sharing about that, but just making sure that you're not seeing something on the internet and then applying that to the situation in a way that's going to like stress you out or make the situation worse, you know. All right, let's look at what you should watch out for the situation. And if you're still watching this reading, thank you so much for coming. Hug the subscribe button because I go live very frequently, or the like button. And let's get back to you in terms of what you should watch out for. A card just flew out of the deck. Actually, two cards did. Ghosted again, rejection, silence, and confusion. So, if that's something that's happening with the situation, if you're feeling a sense of rejection or silence, and maybe that's what's leading you to look at somebody's like social media or like the internet, just make sure that like you are taking that with a grain of like realisticness, that the internet, everything on the internet, again, this is a highlight reel. Most people only share like the positive things. So what you see on the internet is may not be compared to real life. Hi Divas Goddess, how are you, my friend? Welcome back to the reading. New York City is very hot today. It is has been 90 degrees for the past few days, which is beautiful. I'm not complaining because it was very cold for a while. It was sub-zero freezing for weeks. Laughing through the pain, you also want to watch out for. You want to watch out for using humor as a shield or a disguise. You want to make sure that, like, as you're navigating the situation, you're paying attention to your emotions. Like I said, life is like this. Life is always going to be like this. There's nothing we can do, and you have to preserve your emotional self. And maybe laughing, like making a joke, does do that for you, which is wonderful. But you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta nourish yourself and nurture yourself. Just like you've got these two Queen of Cups here. Uh, Divas Goddess, you're in the Netherlands. It's cold. It's raining. Oh my. Yeah, it is very hot, and it's in New York City today. So some rain would be lovely. I would love some rain. Thank you for coming to the reading. All right, so we're gonna get a couple more cards on what you should watch out for with your question or your situation. Diva's Goddess, how is your day going? We've got your soul left the meeting, disconnection and existential dread. So you want to make sure you want to watch out for like emotionally checking out. That's not going to benefit you in this situation. You have to be present and you have to like process the emotions that are happening. That's going to be very important for you right now. Divas, you said you wished it was 33 degrees. Oh, so like warmer. We're in Fahrenheit, so when I say 90, I don't know what that is Celsius. I'm sorry. Julie, welcome to the reading. Welcome back. Good to see you again. All right. So that's gonna wrap up the part of the reading or this part of the live for the question, the general reading. But if anybody on the live has any questions they want to ask, you can drop it in the comments, and I will ask the cards some questions for you. Divas, you said you want a new boyfriend. Yes, I think from what you said, that sounds like a good plan. All right, Does anybody have any questions? Diva, would you like to ask the cards a question right now? When you're gonna get a new boyfriend, let me ask the cards that for you. And how many months will Diva's goddess get a new boyfriend? Okay, well, we've got the King of Cups, so there is a new boyfriend coming for you, a new man. Because King of Cups is our card of romance, but let's see in how many months it's going to take for you. The Fool, so there is a new beginning coming, but we still don't have a number yet. Let me shuffle this again. So it might be a little while. It could be about 2 months. The High Priestess is 2, but we've got one more card. 2 and 6. So it might be about 8 months or so before your new man comes. But I think that you think you're the Queen of Cups. I think you are the Queen of Cups, and you have a King of Cups here on his way, but it might be a little while. So that means that in between that time, like you would want to do stuff just to like emotionally prepare yourself for your next relationship so that you're not bringing like any baggage from like your current boyfriend who sounds like he hasn't been treating you well um, into the new relationship, you know? So take your time because if you've got like 8 months, which is a good amount of time to spend with yourself, you know? All right, folks. So right now, the first part of the reading I finished up, and the live will be available as soon as it's done processing. But if anybody has any questions, you can drop them in the comments, and I will ask the cards for you. If not, I'm gonna wrap up this reading, and I think we're gonna do the love reading for who's next. I think Capricorn or Sagittarius. I think actually. Divas, it resonates. So you're happy. Yes, I am so glad that the reading resonates for you. You are very welcome. If anybody has anybody wants to ask the cards a question, I will answer it. So you can drop it in the comments. If not, I think I'm gonna do Sagittarius' love reading next. But we've got 6 people here, so if you got any questions, I will ask them. If not, or I will ask the cards your question for you. All right. If not, okay, Diva, you have a question? All right, I'll hold on for a minute. I'm also going to do a live right after this. Yes, type in your question. I'm going to come back in just a few moments after I answer your question, and we're going to do Sagittarius's love reading. Type your question in. You want to know who stole your music box and glasses from your home? That is a very specific one. So let me ask the cards if there's any like general information on who stole your music box and sunglasses. Somebody who's trying to make some balance. Expensive sunglasses and music box was a birthday present. Yeah, so somebody who was trying to like make some money to pay something off, I think. There was like a bill or a but about the person themselves. The 4 of Pentacles. Huh. Somebody I think that seems a little stubborn or like defensive even or protective. And they were trying to make money for paying some bill or paying something off. Oh, hi, Susan Burr. Welcome back. Thank you. Will you become happier soon? Will Susan become happier soon? Okay. The Knight of Cups. I think so, Susan. I think so. I think that you will the Knight of Cups is literally being handed love. It's a knight of protective love, love or happiness, that love from the universe, love from people, love from family, friends, pets, just in general, like the world in general. I think that you will be happy soon. And it's like rushing in because a knight is like on a horse and it's fast moving, it's fast energy. It's sometimes a little bit overwhelming. But I do think there's a lot of that would absolutely be one of the cards I would want if I were asking if I'm gonna be happy. Cute. Uh, let's see. Diva's Goddess, you said, it might have been him. Somebody that's stubborn. Yeah, it might have been him. Hi, ASSYA Isa, I think. Welcome to the reading. Oh, what flag is that? Um, and oh, Diva's Goddess, you want to donate to my channel? Thank you so much. I actually don't even have that set up yet. I will have that set up soon, and I will let you know. God bless me. Thank you. You can buy. Do I even have merch? No, my website's down right now because I'm changing the link. I'm changing the H or the HML or the link. So yeah, if I wanted to make money off this channel, that would probably help me to have a way for you to be able to give me money. So I'll figure that out. Thank you for leaving. And with that said, I am going to close up the reading, but I'm going to come right back in just a few, like 5 minutes or so. Oh, you subscribed to me, so you found me. Thank you. If you want to help me, you can watch my readings because that's in order to get my channel monetized. I have to have like 3,000 watch hours and I'm only at like 100 right now, or in the like under 200. So if you watch my readings, that helps me a lot. Just like getting watch time in helps. Yeah, cool. All right, so I'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we're gonna do Sagittarius's June love reading. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thank you, Divas, Goddess, and Susan, and Asa, and who else came today? Julie, thank you, and Sanchez 999 and Roberto, thank you everybody for coming, and I'll be right back in about 5 minutes for Sagittarius love reading.